Here it is. New Osmo Mobile 2. Hi, excited to do a quick review of this new camera gimbal device by DJI. So if you don't know, and most of you probably do know, this device is used to put a phone camera in and stabilize it so that when you're filming some story you'd like to tell, all the movement is very smooth. And we'll talk also about something this does too, which lets you do motion time lapses, which is pretty cool. So this is DJI Osmo Mobile 2, second version by DJI, 129 bucks, so relatively inexpensive for a cool piece of technology. So I'm going to use my iPhone 7 Plus. We're going to set it up and show you how it works. First thing I need to do is spread these little arms apart so that I can get this in. Camera's up here at the top, and I'm going to slide this down until it touches the bottom. There are 3 gimbals here, 1, 2, and 3 here. First thing you got to do is you got to balance the camera out, or the gimbals don't really work properly. And so you can see it's tilted too far that way. So there's a little knurled knob right here, and I'm going to take that knob, loosen it a little bit, and then that lets me extend this arm out one way or another. And it looks like I'm pretty close, but a little bit too far out to one side. So this takes a moment or two. There we go, so we're good there. Okay, so that's step 1. The next thing I need to do is I need to run the DJI Go app from here. So there are a couple of different apps in the App Store. One is DJI Go 4, so we want the one that's called DJI Go. And then I have to turn this on. There's one button here with the M on it, which is a very special button. It does a bunch of things. If you click it once, it shows your battery power. This doesn't come stored. You store it through this port here. If you click and hold it for a second and a half, it'll power on, and it just connected to my phone, which is good. So I'm now connected to the phone. So let me just show you all the different things on here. There's not much to this. There's a little slider that says W and T for wide angle and telephoto zooming. And there's a joystick button here, so you can see if I click this joystick, I can move, tilt, and get smooth pans by just holding this steady. If I click this button twice, it'll reset the camera to sort of a new default position, which is straight aim. If I click it once, it switches between modes, and I'll show you what those 2 modes do. And if you click it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, it goes into selfie mode. So let me just show you the difference between these one-click modes. So I'm in the default mode right now, and you'll see as I swing and rotate this around or pan down, the camera smoothly follows that movement. So you get these nice smooth movements. You can change how fast that goes depending on if you're filming some action stuff and you want to get over to it very quickly. So let me reset my position. So you saw how it moved with me a moment ago. If I click this once, I switch into another mode where no matter what I do, the camera's still oriented over in the other direction. So now one more click and I'm switched back. Now you'll see this camera is staying level, and that's sort of one of the key aspects of this, is stabilizing and keeping your footage level, unless you go to an extreme and hit the edge of the gimbal. So at any rate, super cool. Just a quick example showing you self-tracking mode, and I'll illustrate it in selfie mode. So here I am. I've just double tapped the M for magical button, and what I'm going to do now is tap it 3 times. Oops, that's twice. 1, 2, 3. And I'm actually now in selfie mode, and I'm going to hit record. And I didn't have to push my finger there. I could have just hit the button right here. And right now, I'm basically just twisting my wrist a little bit, and then what's happening is the camera is smoothly following it. I could, however, click this button right here and track my eye. So now you see as I move my head left and right, it's trying to track me. Pretty cool. Now it's not, doesn't capture it all the time, but here it's doing a pretty good job of tracking it. So at any rate, that's kind of cool. One of the features I'm really excited about with this gimbal is motion time lapses. That's the ability to basically say I want to be aimed over here and then move over here with time. And it doesn't have to be just a straight line, and it can be multiple points. So for the price, this is actually a really cool device just for doing that, and you can do it in 4K. So let's take the camera outside and set one of those up. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, we're going to do a 4K time lapse. I'm going to go into the settings, video resolution, and pick 3840 2160. And then what I'll do is I'll go into standard motion lapse is what I want to do. And it tells me to move the gimbal to where I want to start. So I'm just going to say start here. And then I'm going to move. And we're going to do sort of a big spreading one. I'll click there. I'm going to pick next. And I'm going to say I want to do one every 1 second. And then I'm picking the duration. It's telling me it's going to take 5 minutes to film this to get a 10-second video shot. So I'm going to hit start. We're not going to make you wait on this. Just coming over here, doing 4K panoramic video sweep. So perfect for starscapes at night or a cloudscape. Clouds would probably be better suited. It's going to darken up the screen. Okay, I like to go take trips and want to bring this with me, so I want to try and lock stuff down. Adjust this arm properly. You can at least lock this gimbal down. It's too bad there's not some switches on here to lock these other gimbals in place. The other thing I didn't talk about is how you go from portrait to landscape mode for Instagrammers and Snapchats type people. So you just need to loosen this up. That lets you then rotate this. You then tighten it back up, and there you go. You now have portrait versus landscape mode. So very good. Overall, I'm super impressed for what you get for $129. This isn't for everyone, but if your goal is to improve your storytelling, video production with your phone camera, then this is well worth it. And being able to do those 4K time lapses, with sweeping panoramas is super cool. So look forward to spending more time with this. They're also coming out for people that do have DSLRs. They're coming out with something called the DJI Ronin S pretty soon. They haven't announced the pricing, but that looks to be pretty exciting for people with digital SLR cameras or mirrorless cameras. So at any rate, hope you enjoyed.